And we're going to pretend that up here with all these plugins that it also says that I need to update to WordPress 2.9.2. Well, before we ever touch a major upgrade like that, we're going to do two things. We're going to deactivate our current theme and put it back on an original theme. And we're going to deactivate our plugins. 90% of all upgrade explosions, of all upgrade crises, are generally caused by something going wrong with one of those plugins or stuff in your theme hanging during the upgrade. So this is really simple. It sounds complicated, but it's super simple. You come into themes, you scroll down to that original blue ugly theme, or the WordPress Classic, one of the two that was on when you set up your blog, and you activate that theme. Okay, that one's in place. That's all that took. You come down to plugins. Okay, under plugins, you want to be in all or in active. Either will work for this one. You're going to put a little check next to the box that says plugins, and that will check everything. Okay, then you're going to come to bulk actions, deactivate, and hit apply. Okay, now you're going to come down under tools to upgrade. Yes, I know there's a link at the top of the screen that will prompt you to upgrade. I've really gotten to like doing it from here because the plugins actually tend to upgrade more consistently since they put in some new tools in the back end here. I don't know why that is. I don't know if there's a bit of a hiccup or if I've just had some poor luck. This one tells me, it says I have the latest version of WordPress. But here you'll have two options. One will say upgrade and the other will say, download it to manually upgrade. Now that you've deactivated the theme and deactivated the plugins and you have your backup, it's really quite safe to go ahead and do this upgrade. The odds of having a problem at this point are slim, and you have your backups. It would not take a whole lot to put you back together if there were a crisis. So you hit upgrade there. Now once you've upgraded, you're still going to see if you have plugins out of date. And this is where this is nice. I can put a check next to select all, and I can upgrade these plugins all in one click, with no need for the old one-click plugin updater. This is all built into WordPress now. It says upgrading 1, updating 2, updating 3, 4, 5, plugin upgrade successful, disabling maintenance mode. That's it. That is how you come current. I then essentially reverse my steps. I come back to plugins. I go to recently active. Those are the ones that I just deactivated. I put a check next to the plugins so it selects all of them. For bulk action, I select activate and apply. Okay, that's going to put all my plugins back in place. And they save their settings. Just because you deactivated them, you didn't delete them. As long as you don't delete them, they still exist. Okay, now it says that super cache has to be poked at. Yeah, super cache is finicky. No big deal. Don't worry about that red. I can do that later. I would go down to super cache and turn it back on. The other is, back under themes. Ha! I run myself into a memory leak. Come here. Back up. That's cute. Back to dashboard. I don't know if you guys saw what I did. It gave me an error that was a big long, it's a PHP error, and it's indicated that it's had a hiccup. A lot of times, it said fatal error, but a lot of times they aren't really fatal. If you've done the backup properly, if you've done the plugin upgrade properly and brought it all back up, and you only reactivated the plugins that you had before, unless there was a bad plugin in that upgrade set, you know, unless one of the plugins has a real issue, you often can back up and go straight to your path that is WP admin and get essentially back in. Okay, instead of sitting there banging your head on that error, a lot of times that error isn't as fatal as it makes it out to be. Let's see if I can go to themes now. Okay, I can get back to themes. On KJC Media, click activate, put my theme back in place. That's it. Top to bottom, you've now done a full backup and a full upgrade. If there was anything lost, it would be something in the widget box, but I haven't had any problem. Okay, I mean, if it moved anything, it would be something out of the widget box, but that default blue theme actually does support sidebar widgets. They look really ugly if you go and look at it, but it is supported. So generally they aren't lost. And I mean, if you wanted to be 100% secure on that, I'd write them down first. Chris is exactly right. And then take them and, okay, I'm in widgets. This top box says available, but if you scroll down, this bottom one says inactive. Now this inactive box can only hold so many, but you can drag a lot of these that you're not using back up into the active. And if you drag that up, that'll give you room in here to put some. And if you drag any widget that has custom settings, like your Facebook widgets or like your network blog widgets, you could drag them down into this inactive widgets box, and it saves its settings. Okay, so nothing here gets lost. I mean, I can open this and see that the code is still here. That's very different than if I drug it into active widgets, which causes it to get a great case of amnesia. Okay, and so I'm going to slide that back. If you're worried about the widgets in this upgrade path, make writing down your widget order and moving them to inactive widgets part of your process. I'm sorry, go ahead. I just circumvented that memory error during this big upgrade process. I used a workaround. But what he's doing with a simple file transfer via the FTP client or via the file manager is actually a real solution. Okay, and would stop you from running into that memory error upgrading just, say you only need to upgrade 2 plugins. You could still run into that memory error there, and there's nothing that fixing, short of fixing the memory leak is going to fix that. Not really a memory leak, but the memory access. Okay, so, you've got real good heed to take note of what Chris is suggesting. Yeah, if you could give me that file, I could definitely walk everyone through it sometime. Thanks, Chris. You see, guys, I know that a lot of what we've just done here feels technical, feels overwhelming, feels like I just dumped a bunch on you. But, look here, Chris just brought some great things to the table, and I'm learning as I go. I'm definitely learning with you guys, and it's definitely an issue to not let it overwhelm you. Go through what you can, depend on the recordings, talk to your friends in the community. There's great people here to help you out.